Hello there. Recently doing episodes on the Temporal Cold War got me to randomly thinking about other instances of time travel in Trek, and one in particular my mind circled back round to, and I had a what the moment. And that was, right, the Borg attack Earth. Something they've done many times, they do to many people. Back to that whole, which I actually do subscribe to, the Borg are farming the galaxy theory. Now, whether the Borg farming the galaxy is true or not, the Borg make a very odd decision here. After they are defeated by the Starfleet Armada, this heavily militarized Starfleet at the time, because remember we're at the height of the Dominion War, Starfleet is at its most alert, Earth has recently been attacked, our outposts are being besieged, Federation worlds are falling to the Dominion. You know, things are bad. So Starfleet's, it's in a heightened state of readiness. So the Borg send a cube. Okay, right, fine. We hear like the sentence, oh well, you know, the Romulans might try to take advantage of the situation. So it's the logic of, right, the enemy's distracted, let's attack. Now the Romulans, to be honest, could have done something like that, but they clearly weren't planning to. But the Borg clearly thought, you know, Earth's distracted, or they simply didn't care that humanity was at war. They decide to attack. That attack fails. The cube is destroyed. It ejects a sphere life raft of sorts, and that thing makes a beeline straight for Earth. First of all those other Starfleet ships don't manage to intercept it. There's no other line of defense other than the Enterprise once again. They go straight after it. And next thing, the sphere generates a chronometric vortex and travels back in time. The Enterprise E is caught in the wake, and the first thing they do is when they look at Earth, from inside this sort of trapped vortex, they detect 9 billion life signs, all Borg. Now 9 billion is very likely far fewer humans on Earth than what was on Earth in the late 21st century. It's also almost certainly going to be fewer people, human or otherwise, living on Earth in the 24th century. So that's not the entire assimilated population. They've either a lot of them killed, or suddenly a lot of them have left on Borg vessels. That's not really the thing. My thought is thus. Why? Why time travel, right? The Borg's goal isn't to assimilate people. With the exceptions of rare instances where they take a particular interest in individuals such as Jean-Luc Picard or Annika Hansen's 7 of 9, whatever, they generally don't take an interest in an individual person. The goal isn't to assimilate humanity necessarily, it's to assimilate human culture and technology, science and other such things, and the human species does contribute something overall, but the goal isn't purely the humans. So assimilating humans at a pre-warp or just about the dawning of warp level isn't advantageous to the Borg. So why do it? Why travel back in time at all? I mean, call it Plan B, but why would it even be Plan B? Why was the assimilation of Earth so important to the Borg? Or why, if it's that important, do what they did with Species 116. We know they've got enough vessels. Send 1,000 cubes. Not 1, 1,000. Or even just 100 or 200. It'd probably easily be able to overwhelm Starfleet's defenses with that many ships. So why time travel? Why bother? And the other side of it is my thoughts as to what were the actual consequences. See, if the Borg are really farming the races of the galaxy, and they do this, so they go back, and the first thing they do, they go back to April 4th, 2063, and they go, whoa, yeah, we can't allow this launch to take place. They don't want the Phoenix to meet the Vulcans. But warp technology, the genie's out of the bottle, right? So are they going to assimilate the human race now? Or, is my theory, their only goal was similar to some of the goals of people from the Temporal Cold War. Simply prevent first contact. The goal wasn't to prevent humanity developing warp capability. It was merely to weaken their alliance with other races. And that sphere would have either blown itself up or returned to the collective or whatever. In what travelled in time again, whatever, once it had achieved that minor goal. And that would have changed humanity's destiny and history, possibly set back warp technology a few years, maybe even a few decades, but humanity would have still continued to develop technologically and scientifically and become a spacefaring race. It just perhaps wouldn't have formed the Federation, and even if it did, it probably wouldn't have looked the same. So the Borg return, and those 9 billion assimilated people, when were they assimilated? Were they assimilated? Was the Enterprise still actually in the 24th century, and simply seeing Earth 400 years, or 300 years later rather, assimilated? Or was this a recent event, like Earth had been assimilated 20 years ago, when the collective decided to collectively come and assimilate Earth? I don't know. What does everyone think? Let me know in the comments below. It's just something that crawled into my head when I was thinking about various instances of time travel in other vessels and individuals that move through time, and I thought it was an interesting sort of choice, because it doesn't make sense for the Borg to want to assimilate a pre-warp primitive society when they could have a technologically sophisticated race assimilated. Didn't seem to make a lot of sense, but let me know your thoughts in the comments section below, and bye bye.